Hello, and thank you for joining me tonight. This is the third part of a little three-part series that I did, which broke up the traditional Usui Reiki symbols or keys into focuses of physical, emotional, and spiritual, this being the spiritual video. If you've never seen one of my videos before, thank you so much for watching. I'm a master teacher Reiki practitioner. I work out of the New York City, New Jersey area. If you'd like to get in touch or follow me on social media, you could do that on Snapchat, Instagram, or Facebook. If you'd like to get in touch with me to request a video, to check out my services, or to make a donation, you can do that through my website, which is lunanate.com. So I'll just touch on the fact that I did break these up because typically if you get a Reiki session, or for any other of my videos for the most part, I'm going to incorporate all of these aspects, physical, emotional, and spiritual, into a Reiki session. However, I thought that it would be beneficial for us to have these broken down because when we're doing inner work, when we're doing work for ourselves, sometimes it's nice to compartmentalize a little bit and be specific and be focused on just one aspect, because then we can put all of our energy into that aspect and really vibe with it and really, put a lot of our effort so that we reap the most benefits on something specific, if I can say it that way. We could feel discord in our crown. I'm saying crown because that is our connection to spirit. In our crown, in our spirituality, we could have things that need to be released. Let's say you have a belief system that has been imparted on you. Let's say you grew up in a certain religion or something like that, and as you've been exposed to more ways of thought, to more cultures, to more books and information, etc., you might start to find that maybe this doesn't 100% resonate with you. You can take what you want from it and then move to something else and kind of build your own philosophy, build your own spirituality that's more unique to you. And that can give us a little bit of tension because, you might feel like it's wrong for you to advance into other or seek other means of spiritual connection. So we want to be able to release stuff like that. We want to release any if we've ever had an experience where we felt like, I don't want to say cursing God, that's not what I mean, but something along those lines where we're like, oh, this is so messed up, everything's messed up, and we get negative like that. We want to release that too, because that's not the case. It's not true, first of all, and it doesn't serve the main importance of that is it doesn't serve our best interest. It's always great importance for us to have this spiritual connection. It makes us understand that we're part of the all, we're part of the universe. I'm within you and you're within me, and we're connected in that way, and it helps us relieve anxiety. We feel better about, the mortality that we have in our life, and there are just many benefits. I'm not really going to go into every single one right now because everyone is so unique and specific. But just something to think about when we're talking about this spiritual healing, spiritual releasing. We might want to, if we're not necessarily looking at this from a healing or releasing aspect, we might just want to strengthen our fortitude with spirit, strengthen our connections, to connect to our higher self more easily, connect with God, connect with the universe, however you like to identify. And this is another really great way to access that, to focus on it, to do the work. I stated before that, you might want to break it down because you want to focus on physical, you want to focus on emotional or spiritual, and growing and expanding those aspects of your life, or increasing the strength physically, healing physically, increasing your emotional awareness, your emotional stability, increasing, your ability to connect with spirit and your higher self, for all the benefits that serves. So when we're able to focus on specific areas, we're able to do it at our own pace, at our own, what's comfortable, what makes sense for us. Like you might have a whole week or a month or whatever, or a day or an hour that you want to focus on your spirituality and focus on that connection. You might want to have a week or month, etc., where you're focusing just on your physical healing or emotional or whatever you're into, whatever you're going through at the moment. So I really feel that this be beneficial in that sense. When we're working to connect with spirit, and again, this is kind of a crown-based theme for the most part, the 3 top ways that I always suggest to my clients, should I see that they have some discord in their crown chakra, whether it be over or under energized, is meditation, prayer, and being in nature, getting out in nature, getting out and spending some time in nature, like whether that be a hike or that be your backyard. You know, I would say the more, the less touched by man you can get. So like out in the woods, something that's very natural, nature that's natural, something that has not been manipulated in any way, if it's possible. You know, like some of us live in cities and it's not that easy. But if you can get away for, you know, a little weekend trip, or, you know, a weekend day trip or something, it's very, very, very healing and grounding and connecting, and we just feel so much better after we've spent some time in nature. As far as meditation and prayer, they more or less go hand in hand. Prayer is our communication to spirit, our communication to the universe. It doesn't have to be, please bring me this, or please let me do this. It may be, but whatever it is, it's connecting with and it's communicating. You're expressing like, you don't talk for no reason. You know, you talk, you express, you communicate because you know that there's something that's listening to you. You know that there's something, however you like to picture it, that you're working with. So that's where prayer comes from. And meditation is along the same route, but I would say that meditation is more inner. It's an inner seeking and inner work, which is definitely spiritual as well, because, you know, we're spiritual beings. So I'm gonna light an incense today. I'm not gonna use my Palo Santo. I've got a lavender cone incense, which I thought that lavender would be great for this whole crown connection. If you've ordered something from me, you've probably seen these in your packages. Typically I send 1 or 2 because I just love them. I used to prefer incense sticks, but I'm starting to really love cones better. I feel like they're safer, less risk of it like falling over or something, and they're a bit less messy. So I can just put it on this little holder and it's not gonna make a mess. Okay, so I'd like to show you the stones that I have picked out for this purpose. Okay, the first one we're gonna go with, and I have 2 pieces of celestial, and they're both very different, so I wanted to show you how different they can be. They can be water clear, they can be amethyst, they can be smoky, they can be citrine, but I'm sure that's very rare. Celestial or skeleton quartz basically gives you an idea that there are a structure within. I'll try to show you on a different piece, but this is a really cool piece. It has 2 points next to each other, and there's this face like it had been broken here, and within the break you can see like a new crystal face forming, and I think it's just the most amazing thing in the world. So this is a piece. Here you can see some of the skeletal kind of shape. It's as if there's like a structure within. Here's my second piece of celestial where you're able to see the lines more. This is like a chunk, like just like a kind of broken chunk. I think I got this in the city, and I got the other one from like online, like Etsy maybe, or Instagram shop. And so yeah, we have this celestial piece. Celestials are great for connecting to our guides, to spirit, to the higher dimensions. So that's why I brought them out. And you'll see a theme of that with some of the other stones as well. Here we have a piece of, you would call this an indigo aura with a angel aura on the bottom. So it actually has 2 types of aura treatment, you would call it, I guess. Basically, this has been treated by man. It's not a man-made stone, but it has been bonded with metals to create these like iridescent looks and the color changing for the indigo type shade. These can come in many different hues, greens and yellows and pinks and oranges and reds and stuff like that. So they all have a different type of alchemical process that gets them to this place. This one's from Monk and Moon. I think it's just insanely beautiful and extremely high vibrational, which is why I chose it for today. Here we have a piece of rutilated quartz, and it's also been called angel hair quartz, I believe. Again, this is like aligned to spirit, aligned to the angels, if that's what you're into, or anything along those lines. Another high vibrational stone. This is a new purchase for me. I got this again from Monk and Moon, and it's just a nice chunky piece of amethyst. I had my eye on something like this for a while. Amethyst, again, for like crown. It's calming and supportive, but still connecting to spirit. And again, it's high vibration. I wouldn't say it's like extremely high vibrational, but it's up there to get that sense, that connection. I really like this big chunky piece. I've used it a few times during meditation. I actually like put it kind of on my pillow near my head, and I feel so soothed and relaxed, and I really like it for that because I like to meditate before I'm going to bed. Like as I'm kind of drifting, I really enjoy that sort of meditation, and I like that for that purpose. Here we have an extremely gorgeous, naturally double terminated. So you'll see often double terminated crystals or stones or minerals that have been carved to be double terminated. This is just naturally double terminated. Like this is how it came out of the earth, which I find just amazing. This is a piece of, it's in anhydro quartz, which means that there's some type of liquid within it. There's these little black specks. This is from Tibet. It's a Tibetan black speck quartz, I believe. And I got this at the Gem and Mineral Show last year, or earlier this year, about a year ago, I guess. And it's really cool. You can see there's like a hole in it where there had been a lot of liquid apparently, and it broke over the years. It's super old, so even when I purchased it, they said that was from their old stock. Here we have a little apophyllite pyramid, which is excellent for use during meditation. I love to put it right on my third eye and meditate that way. These are so gorgeous. You can even put it a bit higher if you wanted to. Sometimes when you're working with stones and you're gritting your body, just kind of the best thing to do is kind of hold it above your head, maybe like near your crown, and just drag it down your body until you feel where you feel like you want to put it, where it vibes, or where your intuition tells you like you can put it here. You'll see that I often talk about stones and like their coloring. I'm working with the chakras. That's not to say that a jasper wouldn't want to go to your crown for some reason, or that a stone, maybe not this, but who knows, but a stone like this, which you would think would be kind of a more or less like throat, third eye, or crown, it might want to go to your sacral. It might want to go to your solar plexus. So just like feel where you feel like it wants to go, if you can handle that. So there's those. I think I had one more. Oh, here it is. This is a completely new stone to me. It's called Hypersthene. It looks like labradorite, and it's actually sometimes called velvet labradorite, but that is misleading because it's definitely not labradorite at all. It's not a feldspar, it's a volcanic type of stone. This provides calm, provides grounding, provides a soothing sense, a quieting of the mind. So even though we're doing all these like very high chakra stones and these high vibrations, it's always good to have an element of grounding, in my opinion, because you don't want to like be floating out in space too much. So I really love stones like this for this purpose, because although it is grounding and calming, it's not going to block your ability to access the higher chakras, the higher abilities that you have. So what we're going to do now is use our crown chakra tuning fork to kind of get us in a state where we're opening. Now, I'm not trying to blow our crown chakras open and leave them open. That's dangerous in my opinion. This is opening as in balancing, opening as in being able to channel in a sense. So I don't want you to think I'm like opening your crown chakra. So it's a beautiful sound. Okay. Alright, so if you're interested in participating in this distance Reiki session and receiving this energy, all you have to do is say either aloud or to yourself that I accept, I would like to receive, I'm open to receiving for my highest and greatest good with the most perfect alignment for me. Something along those lines that works with you. I've received a few questions lately asking if you need to be like sitting in front of the computer, and no, like you don't have to. You don't have to at all. If you know how the hands are kind of aimed at you, it's okay if you're not sitting there. If it's in the background, that's fine. As long as you're open. As long as you're open to receiving. It's your intention that makes it, that forms the connection. So for all of our highest and greatest good, my focus for this Reiki session is to aid us in the connection with spirit. If there's any spiritual healing that needs to take place, for us to be able to facilitate that. If there's any releasing, for us to facilitate that as well. So I'm going to try something a little different during this session where I'm not going to be doing an attunement by any means. It's not exactly what I mean, but I mean, I guess I kind of have done this before, but I've never actually said it out loud. But if you can imagine absorbing or allowing the symbol that I'm about to draw to be floated, absorbed by your auric fields, and you know, as if your body is not dense, or that it doesn't matter that it's dense, the symbol kind of going, you know, through your aura and into your core. You could picture it in your crown. I like to picture it in the heart always, because that is the nexus between the upper and lower chakras, etc. And that's just the main chakra for me, is the heart. So, alright, here comes your symbol. Use your visualization. Okay, so we're going to do an aura fluffing and combing, and then you'll be pretty much all set. I'm planning to do another negativity removal video, because I feel like, well, someone suggested that winter is a good time for that, so I'm planning to do that in December or January. I know it sounds like a long time away, but I have so much planned for the next month and 2 months really. So I'm going to touch on it now. This is something that came up in a session that I did today, and I was never able to put this into words so clearly, so I hope that this resonates with you. I feel that some of us, myself included, when we know we have negativity to release, there's something that makes us hold on to it as if we don't want to pollute our environment, or we don't want our negativity to spread. And certainly being negative spreads negativity. But when it comes to releasing, the negativity is there, and it is negative because it doesn't want to be there. You know, it's blocked, and that's what's causing it to be negative. It's not necessarily that when it comes out, it's going to be something bad for the environment. So when you're releasing, when you're focusing on releasing, the session I did today, I saw flowers. I saw flowers coming out. It was like smoke and turned into like flower tops, like flower petals and leaves and stuff. Not growing, but like as if, I don't know, like fresh potpourri, I guess would be a good way to describe it. Not dried. So when we express and let out this negativity, it transmutes, you know, like the earth makes it into something more beautiful. And so does just getting it out. It just turns it, it lets it be what it is, instead of being this negative store within your body, or this thing that doesn't want to be there. Like it knows it's bad for you. Something along those lines. So when you're expressing your negativity, when it's releasing rather, whatever, like use your visualization and see what it turns into. Like see what it turns into. If it turns into something beautiful, like how much better is that for us to envision, and how much easier that will make it for us when we're releasing, because we won't feel like we're doing harm or spreading it. Keeping it in spreads it, because then we're harboring it and we're carrying it around and we're spreading it that way, with our actions, with our words, with our mood, with our presence. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, or leave me a comment or something along those lines so that I know. Thank you for the love and support. I'm so grateful for all of it, I think I've reached over 5,000 subscribers, and I'm coming up next month will be a year that my channel has been active, so I'm really thrilled with that. It makes me feel really special and it encourages me to keep going, because you know, I want to know that I'm helping. It does something for me to know that I'm helping other people. So as always, thank you, and namaste.